The last thing I'll talk about is our tribal resources page. I mentioned earlier there's about 580 tribal water and wastewater systems around the country. One of the things that we built through this, again, this is a grant through US EPA, we agreed to build a contact manager. And that's really what I'm going to talk about kind of quickly here. You know, there aren't tribes in every state that have, well, there aren't tribes in every state, and there certainly aren't tribes with water and wastewater systems in every state, including Illinois, but there are a lot around the country. And so the idea behind this is a lot of the tribal providers aren't consistent in the way they've provided support for tribal systems. In some areas, there's more support than they need. In other areas, maybe there's overlap of certain services and not enough of others. And one of the ways, there was a national work group that was put together, and one of the ways they wanted to go about fixing that, so to speak, is to develop a contact manager, not for the tribes, but for all the TA providers and agencies that serve tribes, so that they would know who the players are in their areas and they could work better together. So what we built is a relational database based on tribe, but you can go in and you can select any of these organizations, whether it's an EPA region. So if we go to Region 5, which is where I'm from, it shows you then a list of all the other players from all these different organizations and what office they're from. So the Bureau of Indian Affairs, the Midwest office, Indian Health Service areas here, Midwest Technology Assistance Center in Illinois. And so it gives you an idea of who all the other players are in the same area. And so if we click on one of these, it gives you the contact. And so that way, as a TA provider, you can reach out to the other TA providers or agencies to try to coordinate efforts a little better. And so that's what this was built for. And you know, if you know, let me clear this real quick. But it also does serve. So, for instance, if we look at tribal organizations, you know, it shows you the tribal. You know, these are the tribal organizations that we know of. Some of these were given to us by Indian Health Service and US EPA. Others we found ourselves on the web. But the idea here is if anyone knows of other tribal organizations that are serving, supporting water and wastewater operators at given tribes, then let us know. And so you can see some of these organizations serve a lot of area. The other advantage of this site, it wasn't meant to be this way, but if you are a tribal operator, you can go through this list and you can find your tribe, and it now gives you a list of who all the people are that are supposed to be working with you. And so if you know you need to get a hold of HUD for something related to housing, or someone said that the Rural Water Association in your state, you know, can do leak detection, for instance. Now you can find that information and know who the contact is and get a hold of them. And so it's pretty useful in that respect.